We didn't know if the house had burned down. I looked for anyone who could go down there. We found out that this fire went so quickly, so fast.
Now on the KRON4 Morning News, a ring of fire continues to burn in Los Angeles County. We have the latest on the damages and containment numbers, including this wild new video of a fire tornado. Plus, in the wake of so much tragedy, Governor Gavin Newsom launches an investigation into why some fire hydrants in Los Angeles County have low water pressure.
Fires in LA are just a stark reminder of what can happen year-round. We have structure fires every day.
And as Southern California burns, there's growing concern in the East Bay after the closure of several Oakland fire stations. The action some neighbors are now taking.
Now, live from the Bay Area's local news station, this is KRON4 News at 8.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on the KRON4 Morning News. I'm Stephanie Lynn. It's Saturday, January the 11th. Let's get you started with the weather with Kathy Trafton. Hi, Kathy.
Well, good morning, Stephanie. It is a beautiful day. Here's a view of the Exploratorium right there on the Embarcadero in San Francisco. Blue skies, the birds are flying. We're off to a great start. But there are a few concerns. Minor coastal flooding in effect through noon today. This is due to high tides. Wind advisory, that continues through tomorrow morning. And it's going to be a lovely day with these gusty winds, though, and periods of strong winds. Things will be clear, but we will have some cold mornings coming up. So here's the area of the flood alerts. This is through parts of the Santa Rosa and through the North Bay, as well as parts of the East Bay shoreline and South Bay, just the entire area ringing the San Francisco and San Pablo Bays. So that concern is for parks and low-lying roads, parking lots, places like that. High wind, yes, the wind advisory is in effect until tomorrow. 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts out of the northeast, gusts to 50 in some of the higher elevations. And that's for the interior North Bay hills. That's also for the hills of the East Bay and the Santa Clara Mountains and also the Santa Cruz Mountains. So those are concerns. If you're driving high profile vehicles, that's a concern. Make sure things don't blow around also at your house. Southern California, the elevated to critical concerns about fire danger. A lot of that is due to the strong Santa Ana winds and the very dry conditions, yielding terrible air quality in some areas. It just depends on how the winds flow and where you are. But the surface smoke is blowing away from us through Los Angeles, and it's all due partly because of a drought. The dry conditions, severe in Southern California. Stephanie?
All right, Kathy, thank you. We're staying on top of the latest out of Southern California. Those deadly flames killing at least 12 people. The LA County Medical Examiner says 5 of those deaths were tied to the massive Palisades fire. The Eaton fire burning in Altadena caused 6 deaths. Fire officials say at least 10,000 structures were destroyed. The Ventura County Sheriff's Office adds another man died while trying to escape the 28-acre Olivos fire. And take a look at this map on your screen showing a ring of fire in Southern California. Right now, CAL FIRE reports there are 6 larger blazes burning thousands of acres and structures. You can also see smaller red dots on your screen there representing a lot of smaller fires. Here's the latest on the larger fires that we know of. The Archer fire is responsible for 19 acres of damage so far. No containment on this blaze yet. Thankfully, crews stopped forward progress on this fire. It sparked Friday morning near Granada Hills. All evacuation orders and warnings in that area have been lifted. And meanwhile, the Lydia fire has burned nearly 400 acres and now sits at 98% containment. Crews also stopped forward progress on this fire. It started Wednesday afternoon near Acton in the Antelope Valley, about 50 miles north of the city of Los Angeles. Our LA sister station KTLA posting this image showing large plumes of smoke coming from the Angeles National Forest. And in the Sylmar area, CAL FIRE says the Hearst fire burned more than 700 acres. It's now at 70% containment. This is video of crews dumping fire retardant in that area to get the blaze under control. It started Tuesday evening, forcing evacuation orders. And now to the deadly Eaton fire burning in Altadena. CAL FIRE says this is now the second largest fire in LA County, burning 14,000 acres. It's 3% contained. This sparked Tuesday evening while winds in the area were gusting at more than 100 miles per hour. And finally, an update to the largest blaze in the area. This is the Palisades fire, and new scary video shows what appears to be a fire tornado spinning over a mountainside there. CAL FIRE data says these massive flames burned more than 21,000 acres. It's now 8% contained, more than 150,000 Los Angeles County residents remain under evacuation orders. Well, this may be tough to look at, but this is what some people in LA County are waking up to this morning. Homes burned down, cars charred, and businesses turned to ash. Reporter Alina Abovian spoke to neighbors in Malibu dealing with this devastation.
It's gone, but it's just stuff.
Walking through what's left of his Malibu home, Ryan Bassford thinking back to his memories here.
I tend to say that in life, and now I'm tested and have the same philosophy. I really do. I feel bad for the kids who lost their stuff. The firefighters are working hard.
His home is one of dozens along PCH to burn during the Palisades fire. The view from his house along this picturesque stretch of the California coast now unrecognizable, like a war zone.
We didn't know if the house had burned down yet. So we hired, I looked for anyone who could go down there, send a drone, trying to see if there was still a way that we could salvage it. But we found out that this fire went so quickly, so fast.
David Guillaume and his family too lost their Malibu home. Wednesday morning, he saw a video posted on social media and recognized only his door.
I brought my parents all the time. My friends would use it all the time. I've had friends do their wedding proposals there, birthdays, every memorable kind of experience that our family went through happened there.
As a father and a spiritual person, also one of the leading speakers of Kabbalah, David shares these words with those who have lost so much.
You lost something physical, but you didn't lose the energy of it. And so that energy vibrates and it recreates that physical reality in such a new and beautiful way.
And that was Alina Abovian reporting. President Biden met with Governor Newsom and LA Mayor Karen Bass Friday. The president says for the next 6 months, the government will cover all wildfire response costs. That includes debris removal, setting up shelters, and staffing federal firefighters. The president also said he'll ask Congress to approve emergency funding.
Also announced FEMA has turned on its Critical Needs Assistance Program. This program gives one-time payment of $750 to survivors so they can quickly purchase critical items.
There's simply not an ask that hasn't been met. The major disaster declaration from Mr. President was a game changer. In fact, you were able to do that within 36 hours. I don't know that there's another precedent in American history for disaster.
It's unclear what will happen when Biden leaves office in less than 2 weeks. President-elect Trump has blamed California lawmakers, including Newsom, for those fires. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom is ordering an independent investigation into the LA Department of Water and Power. This comes amid reports of no water pressure to fire hydrants and water resources in fire zones. The governor's office says they've ordered LA County officials to prepare a full review of the water system. And our parent company Nexstar is partnering with the American Red Cross to raise donations for wildfire victims in Southern California. Scan the QR code on your screen to help. And of course, our coverage continues online of those deadly wildfires in Southern California. You can head to our website, KRON4.com. And here at home, there is a new effort to reopen 2 fire stations recently closed in Oakland to help save the city millions of dollars. The impacted stations are in the Oakland Hills, an area vulnerable to fires. KRON4's Rob Nesbitt reports.
The terrain of the Oakland Hills is very similar to the area burning right now in Southern California. The Palisades fire sparked one day after Station 25 and one other station in Oakland were closed.
Fires in LA are just a stark reminder of what can happen year-round. Our fire season has gotten longer and longer.
While firefighters battled flames in Southern California, firefighters in Oakland were busy consolidating stations. Station 25 and Station 28 closed Monday, moving firefighters and engines to other areas of the city. President of the Oakland Firefighters Union, Seth Ollier, says the closures are difficult for firefighters already dealing with a heavy workload.
We have structure fires every day, a building fire, kitchen fires, multiple car fires, encampment fires every day. I mean, the workload here on my membership is immense.
Residents are also upset with the closures. Elisa Rodriguez and Alan Mertens live less than a mile from Station 25, concerned that their neighborhood will be dealing with a longer response time from firefighters if disaster ever strikes.
I think getting through the city for anyone, even a fire truck, is going to take time, and this is obviously lengthening that time and the damage that will be done.
The Oakland fires in 1991 killed 25 people and destroyed thousands of homes. The most recent blaze in October burned multiple homes and forced evacuations in the Oakland Hills. Two examples of why residents have started a petition to reopen Station 25, 28, and Engine 10 that closed 2 years ago in the Grand Lake neighborhood. The Change.org petition is gaining traction as multiple fires in LA have destroyed more than 12,000 homes.
Especially considering that the orientation of the Oakland Hills is exactly the same as some of those areas in Los Angeles, with really tight, windy streets with houses built into the hillsides. Limited access.
Flyers for the petition to reopen the Oakland fire stations have been posted around the city. They have a QR code that people can scan to sign that petition. Reporting in Oakland, I'm Rob Nesbitt, KRON4 News.
There's obviously a lot of firefighters as events like this continue to happen that become personally affected by these incidents.
Still ahead on the KRON4 Morning News, we're hearing from Bay Area firefighters responding to those massive flames raging in LA County. And after the break, a local business owner working to help wildfire victims, one outfit at a time.
Well, Southern California is parched. They haven't had much rain, significant rain since last spring. There's no rain in the forecast through probably the end of this month. I've got more details coming up in weather.